I got married at an early age, and it was a successful union. Samantha, my mother-in-law, worked for a reputable company, but she took it upon herself to look after me. It was my first experience in the company, and the top management immediately noticed my aptitude for the profession. Although I was initially put on probation, they quickly made the decision to take me on permanently within the first week. All this happened thanks to the influence and help of my mother-in-law. Naturally, from the very beginning, I made a terrific impression on them. The managers were amazed by my legal knowledge. Within a year, I had my own department. I was given a separate office, and Samantha, who worked as a secretary, came to me every day for an hour to help me with typing. My mother-in-law, single and beautiful, is a woman. She often asks me to bring the typewriter to my desk so she can print out her bills and various paychecks right in front of me. Surprisingly, I have grown very fond of her and now look forward to her visits. Our conversations became more trusting, allowing our feelings to blossom and our shyness to disappear. I developed a deep respect and love for my mother-in-law because of her good-natured disposition, gentleness, sweetness, and beauty. I vividly remember the moments when we sat together at the chief accountant's desk in the accounting department and could not take our eyes off her. Later, in my office, I couldn't resist any longer and put my arms around her and looked into her beautiful eyes. She just whispered, "Maybe we shouldn't?" beginning our strong friendship at the office. It's worth noting that my mother-in-law hasn't had a husband in 6 years, and she laughed good-naturedly at that fact. We would sit in the subway station for an hour at a time, holding hands. It was good for the two of us. We go to her house, to her apartment. In my briefcase, I have champagne, a box of chocolates, and something else. When we arrived, Samantha immediately pulled me to her and kissed me. This woman is without a single flaw, like a ripe, large peach. The smile of a queen, all the best feminine qualities gathered in her. It was unforgettable, delightful, and liberating. We had a good time with Samantha in every sense. But after a while, I began to notice her absence in the middle of the day, for a couple hours at lunchtime, day after day, for a couple hours at lunchtime, even though her job entailed being away from the company, from the workplace. And one day, he'd seen her arrive with one of the directors, who'd gotten behind the wheel himself and left the driver at the firm. That could only mean one thing. "All right, I guess you're welcome. You're my reliable mother-in-law. After all, we're not married to complain." Our friendship lasted almost a year. But parting was inevitable and hard. But it had to be done because it was wrong on our part. Besides, my wife was already pregnant. So the decision has been made, but the memories will remain.